I was out in the woods when I found this really cool piece of chert that was kind of in like a little pool of water. I didn't see what was on it, but I was like, this is cool. And you know what? I didn't even know what chert was. I've found several pieces, and I remember when I was a child finding these really polished stones, and I would just pick them up and touch them, and I just loved the way they felt, and I kept them in a jar. And unfortunately, some neighbor kid like stole that jar, and I just still can't get over that. And I was like, maybe in first grade or something. I still remember that, but never knew what the word chert or flint actually was. So, but I brought this home, and I was just like, what is this? It's like so glass-like. So I guess this was something that the Native Americans like to work with, and they'd make their arrowheads. Well, this is a nice little piece of art, and maybe some people don't see it, but these people were very clever artists, and I'm sure a lot of people don't see it. They tell us, oh, well, you see faces in clouds. Well, here's something to prove. These are called knap markings, where they actually would, when you find like an arrowhead or something, it has those knap markings. Now, not all of the artifacts I have that, for a couple reasons, because some of them are so old they're worn, and you're not going to see the knap marks. The other reason is some of them probably weren't even rocks to begin with. They probably were like petrified, like for instance, like leather petrifying, that like if it's something that's stitched, like I do have a leather moccasin or suede or whatever you want to call it. I found at the beach. It still has like a bit of a foot shape. I've showed it to, I was trying to say, look, this is leather, and there's, people were trying to come up with other explanations for what it was, and they're saying, no, that's a paint pot. I'm like, there's toe marks in it, there's stitch marks in it. Okay, we can't get around this. Anyway, so this is church. So I'm going to hold it up. What we got here is a face of somebody, and so this would be the eyes. There's a nose, lips, and a chin. So that's a very, kind of shape of like a Native American face. Now, this would have been like Mohawk area. You would have, you got this way, you can kind of see like the flakiness. There was a time I was actually able to hold that up, and if I got it in the right, just right, I could see something in those spaces. But I'm just gonna focus on the outside. Over here, check this out. This guy's pointing. There's another face right there. It looks like he's got, the artist did enough detail on this face. I wish I had like a pointer or something instead of using my fingers. There's the slope of the nose, the mouth, and then this is like the hand. This guy's pointing. Maybe this is his head. There was like a lot of detail put in here. Maybe it just kind of washed down after time. You can kind of see that. Like maybe he has like a bit of a headdress or a headband. And there's also seems to be some pigment kind of rubbed into those cut lines there. I did coat this with some clear coat that helps to seal things in. Also, if we turn it this way, we've got a bigger face. He's got kind of got a bold chin. And this is the same kind of stuff I'm finding from artwork that was about, you know, the 12,000 year old. This is probably not that old, but I still find it amazing that this culture kind of stuck around that long. So when I flipped it over this way, or we'll say this way too. Okay. There's a woman, and she's a bit chunky here. Like she's got a kind of a prominent nose, her eye is there, and she's got a child on her back. I don't want to use the word squaw because I believe that's considered like derogatory, but there's a woman here. I kind of got the idea that, you know, the image of showing a woman or even an old woman or the grandmother carrying children on the back was like a blessing or a bounty. Like I would find images on rocks of little hunters, like young hunters carrying this large bounty on their backs. You kind of see like some kind of headdress here. I don't know if this is the child. He's kind of got a big head. You see his nose here. There's there must have been a lot of detail in this. Let's see if I flipped it over. I don't know if it was like different on this side. If the negative side looks any different. There's the pointer again. So he looks more like he's pointing on this side. I was able to see something you know, when I was able to look through, we'll call him the sachem, like he's the wise man. It's a great piece. If I found a place, something to do with these images, like I would not want to keep these for myself. If I knew of like a Native American museum, someplace that would, you know, take them and display them, I would rather they have them than me just, you know, keep it on my shelf or whatever, because it's not for me to profit off of or anything. It's, you know what I mean? Okay, well, have a nice day.